Hello everyone, this is the mining geologist and I'm back again with another very exciting and very informative tutorial. In this tutorial, we are looking at QGIS again, so some of you might be thinking it's related to GIS or cartography, but it is not. It's the second time in a row in which I'm going to show you a trick that probably you haven't seen before on YouTube or whatever, because now we're not just going to view drill holes in 3D, we are actually going to view block models. We all know that QGIS is actually a GIS tool that is made for cartography and for 2D stuff, but since it is open source, there's a huge community and people are trying to add value and trying to develop new plugins to solve problems. I myself, I'm currently trying to make my own plugin for QGIS that's going to be released soon, hopefully when I'm done with it. So today we're going to view block models in QGIS, but please, before I dive into the tutorial, um, I wanted to say a few things here. So I've noticed that 80% of the people watching my videos are not subscribers. So please, if you're watching this video again, you can see that I'm publishing some content that you cannot find anywhere else on YouTube. So make sure to hit that subscribe button. And if you like this video and you think it was informative, please like the video for the YouTube algorithm to suggest this video to people like you and grow this community. So that's one way of helping me to continue doing this. And if you think you have enough interest, you can go and check my courses on geo-trainings.com. I'll leave the links below. I have like a lot of courses here that you can get online and they're pretty cheap, so you're not going to be investing a lot of money to learn something. And if you think that you want to support me, you can go to my Patreon here and you can support me with $1, $3, or $5 a month. That's not a lot, but if there's enough support, then that's gonna be a good thing. So that's it. So let's dive into the tutorial. So the first thing is you're going to use your favorite software, your favorite mining package, with whether it is Micromine or Serpac or whatever. And I believe that most of these packages allow you to export the block model as a CSV file. So it's just an Excel sheet in which you will have the, we'll take a look at that in a moment. So let's go to layers, since we are going to import these as point layers. Okay, so we go to add layer. So we're adding a layer, we're not creating a layer. We add layer and we go to add text delimited layer. Okay, then we choose that block model that I've just created and open that in here. Okay, so then in your case it might be like comma separated or space separated values or whatever. So make sure to choose the right one that that you've used in your block model, and you can choose the right coordinate system. So I don't care, I'm going to use this one because this is just mainly for visualization purposes. Okay, so if the first record has the headers, so you go and check that one and we're done. So you can see that we have an east and a dash east. So what is this? If you guys are familiar with the block model, you will know what is it. So basically you'll find probably sometimes X and dash X. So the X is the coordinate, the X coordinate of the centroid of the block. So of each one of these, so this is a block model, we have a bunch of blocks. So this is the X coordinate of that specific block, the centroid, okay? And this one is the X dimension, okay? So the how do we say that? So if we have a block, so this is the box. So if we have a box, that's the X, the length of the X of that box, okay? So then we have the y coordinate in here, and this is the same thing for the y, the RL, which is the elevation, and that's the elevation of the centroid, and this is going to be the dimension on the z, let's say. Okay, and we have a bunch of attributes. It really depends on your block model and what kind of attributes you're going to have in here, because these are going to be useful if you want to visualize the blocks with a certain values, let's say with a grade or with a geology or whatever you want. I believe people who are actually watching this video are familiar with what is a block model, okay? If you're not familiar with what is a block model, I have actually 2 courses that shows you how to create these in the mining packages. Okay, so let's click on add. And you can see that we have a bunch of points, but this is not a block model. So we will be asking now, hey, you scammed me and this was a clickbait, and this is not how we see a block model. But wait till the end, you will see this in 3D in a moment. So we have the block model. I believe that most of you are familiar with what is an attribute table. You can see all of the different attributes inside the attribute table. So you can see that we have all of these attributes, and basically we have 36,906 lines, which means that's the same the number of blocks, but we cannot see them. We can see only the plan view of this. So how do we see this in 3D? Then there's actually a plugin. If you go to plugin, manage and install plugins, and if you search for so let me see the installed. I tend to forget the name. It's Qgis 3GIS. So it's Qgis 2, and you get that plugin in here, which is Qgis 3GS. And then in my case, it is already installed. So you will have instead of reinstall, you'll have an install button there. You click on that one. Make sure you have access to the internet, because the software is going to install that from the internet. And basically, for people who have watched how to display drill holes in 3D, I already covered that, so you know that we're using the exact same plugin. Okay? Then the next thing is, before we go and visualize this in 3D, there is something that I want you to do, which is applying some colors to the different points in here. So because this is mainly, GIS softwares, it's not meant to handle 3D volumes or things in 3D. So if your computer is not that good, and if you have like a big block model, so this might be gonna be laggy a little bit. So make sure to do things before you display them in 3D. So let's go to properties, and let's go to symbology. So basically this is how we apply different colors on whatever. In our case now, it's set to single symbol, which means that all of them are going to have the same symbol and the same color. But what we want is, let's say we want to display these based on the grade. So we are going to create some intervals, and for each one of the intervals, we are going to assign a grade, okay? So let's click on graduated. So, and then what is the field that in which we have the grades? Let's pick this AG, for example. Okay, then what we need to do is we are going to pick a color. I really like the spectral one, and we're going to have 5 classes. Okay, so we're going to have 5 classes. Let's click on classify, and you can see that it was classified automatically. Okay, but let's make some changes to these intervals. So we're going to say from 5, basically 5 is the minimum. So let's say from 5 to 20, and then from 20 to, let's say, 50, and from 50 to 100, and from 100 to, let's say, 500. And I believe this 2014, basically, for people who are familiar with resource estimation and block modeling, they're basically outliers, so there will be not a lot of values at this end. Okay, so let's click on OK, and you can see now we have a bunch of colors and they look great. So we know that the color is actually the grade between 5 and yeah, by the way, this is not displaying the right thing because you need to go to here. So you can see these are the values and this one is the legend. We can call this, I don't know, like a low grade, for example, and this one could be I don't know, mid grade, and this probably, I would say, let's call it out, and this one high grade, and this one I don't know, random thing. Okay, so you can call it whatever you want. Okay, so just to show you that these are not actually the intervals, these are basically text. So let's click on OK, and you can see that you can call them whatever you want. Okay, but the main thing is make sure to change the values and the intervals that the software uses to display these different colors. Okay, so the next thing, we are going to use the Qgis to 3GS. Click on that one and you can see that we have that block model point in here. If I go and check this box, we're going to see the same exact thing, a bunch of points, just a flat you know, in 3D, but they're gonna be like a bunch of spheres, but we are not seeing what is in the bottom. So here is the trick and how to visualize them. Before we click on this one and starts to be laggy and we might crush the software, so let's go and do all the different modification and explain each one of them. So we right click and choose property, and now you can see by default it is set to sphere. Okay, we all know that the blocks in the block model, they're not actually spheres, but they're a bunch of boxes. So you can see that we have an option to display them as a box. When we pick that box, now we have other features that we can change. Now for the altitude, it's set to absolute right now, and they're going to be all having an elevation of 0. So make sure to change this to the RL, not the dimension in the Z, but the RL, which is the elevation of the centroid. Okay? So that's great. So we're not going to change any colors or the opacity. You can play around with the opacity, for example, if you want to filter out the high grades only, or whatever you want. Okay. So for the width, we are not going to use the constant here. We are going to use that one, which is the width of the box, which is this one, the east, and the depth is going to be the north. And the height is going to be the RL. That's the height of the box. So we have the height and the depth and the width. These are the ones that we are looking for. Okay, so you can go and show the attributes. For example, you can show the grades as text displayed on the box or the block itself. But I don't really advise you to do that because it's gonna be like very laggy, and it might crush the software. Okay, but you can do that if you have a decent computer. Okay, so I think we're done with this one. Let's see how it looks. Let's click on OK, and let's go and display this one. Now you can see it is building the block model, and when it finishes, it's gonna display the block model in 3D. Now it's done, but where is the block model? Don't be surprised if nothing will show up, because basically this is showing the elevation of 0, so the block model should be hanging around. So let's try to rotate this until we find that block model, and here we go. So if you're trying to zoom in slowly and it stops at some point, make sure to click at any point in there and choose orbit around here. Okay, now if we go and rotate this one, let me go and zoom in, and you can see that it works now. It's zooming in, and we can go and rotate the block model, and it's just a block model, a 3D block model being shown in a 2D software, which is QGIS. So I think that's it for this tutorial. You can see all the different legends. You can go and refer to the legend in your you know, in the 2D view, and you can go and filter out these values if you want. You can play around with the opacity, and you can add a topography, and you can go and take a look at how to display the drill holes in 3D from the previous tutorial and display all of them. And basically you're getting like some sort of a visualization tool for, mining related, outputs. And that's why I really like QGIS, and everything's for free and have ton of features. So if you guys like this tutorial, and if you want more, and if you want this channel to be, you know, uh, you know, adding more videos and adding more things to this channel and make it like all what you want to go for free stuff, make sure to subscribe and hit that like button, and let me know in the comments below what are the things that you're interested in and what do you want me to focus on exactly, whether mining packages and I don't know, like GIS tools or whatever. And I think that's it for today, and see you in the next video.